What's up, chickens?
And we're back. We're home. Yay. Or maybe not so yay. We got home Friday night. It's Sunday. And we haven't had a chance to really sit down and think about all the things. We were gone so long, we almost forgot about some of the stuff, which, if you can even believe, is crazy. So we want to talk about numbers, things that we visited, our favorites, our worst, how much we spent, all that kind of stuff. We went through Texas, Colorado. Well, we went through New Mexico too, huh?
New Mexico.
Yeah, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Montana. My black dog is down here. You probably can't see him because he got to stick his head in the middle. He has to be all in the mix, but can't hold him like this idiot right here. We were out 25 nights, and of those 25 nights, we paid for 2 nights in a campground and 1 night in a hotel. That was the last night we were on the road. It was Texas. We could have camped because surprisingly, it was only around 80 degrees up around Amarillo, and the wind was blowing, and it felt really nice, but Red had been looking forward to taking a shower for too long for me to deny him the pleasure of a hotel shower.
And a big bed with lots of pillows.
Oh, the pillows. It was like the best pillows that I've ever had at a hotel. I didn't even need my own pillows, which was a good thing because I have a pillow crisis going on every day. It's a pillow crisis. We did 3 hot springs. We tried for 4, but we were only able to soak in 3. Then we went to 1 2 times. We went to 12 brew pubs and 2 frontier saloons, I guess you would say, saloons that have been operating since before the turn of the century.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your favorite thing, which was the brew pubs. The theme of this trip was brew pubs and hot springs. And I'm sure you can guess that it was not me who wanted to go to all the brew pubs, but I did end up enjoying them very much. I did find several that I thoroughly enjoyed and would definitely visit again.
Yes.
So of all the 12 brew pubs and the 2 saloons that we visited, which brew pub was your favorite?
I liked Melvin Brewing in Alpine, Wyoming. That was my favorite. Not saying it was the best beer, not saying it was the best food, but to me, the overall experience, because we got to camp right there, and it was on the Snake River. They had an outdoor patio, they had a band, they had the food, the beer was good. I liked that one overall because I just thought it was kind of special. And you, on the other hand,
I was not really a fan of Melvin. I don't like a lot of wild ass running kids around places. And it was basically a free-for-all for kids. You know, it's a bar. Yeah, they serve food, but it's still a bar. I'm not a fan of kids at bars. But, you know, they were having a good time. I think maybe if parents watched their kids a little bit better, it would have been a better experience. They were also really understaffed, which is no fault of their own.
No.
But it was just frustrating for me. Not because they were understaffed, but because, I don't know, just the whole experience just aggravated me.
it was a long day.
It was a long day. We've been driving a long time. I probably had some altitude sickness going on, and I don't know, I was tired. I did not feel like, I was not in a party atmosphere, and it was definitely a party atmosphere. The band was really good. I did enjoy the band once we finally moved outside. It was also so hot in that brew pub. My God, these people get air conditioning up there. God. I mean, it was okay. I'm saying it was terrible. It wasn't terrible. It was fine. If it was just me, I wouldn't go back. But you would go back.
I would go back.
It is pretty cool that you can camp there, though, so you don't have to worry about drinking and driving. There's that.
There's that.
My favorite brew pub or beer, well, my favorite beer was a pina colada sour that I had at Neptune Tap Room. We didn't actually drink at the Neptune Brew Pub. I don't know, they had some kind of family falling out split thing. But that was my favorite beer that we drank on the trip. My favorite brew pub was probably Map Brewing in Bozeman because you have this great room that has this huge wall of windows and it just opens out to this lake and this mountain. It was really, really nice.
And that's a good beer.
So you didn't think that One-Eyed Buffalo that was your second favorite?
One-Eyed Buffalo in Thermopolis was my second favorite brewery, but my number one overall surprise brewery. I couldn't believe it. This little place in the middle of Thermopolis, which is not a big town, but still, it's just, you don't think of it like that. It was just a great little place.
I think it was a Thursday, middle of the day. I don't know. I think up there people start drinking on the weekends on Thursday, because every time we went to a brew pub on a Thursday, it was like party town.
Little one in Colorado was great.
Yes, Main Street Brewing in Cortez, Colorado had fantastic food and fantastic beer. We had driven so long that day. We were really just out of it, and it was, I don't know, it was
like
just
an
a
oasis
surprise.
in the desert.
It really was. The only thing that aggravated us about that, which is not even the brew pub's fault, they had some woman there, and when we drive up and park, she sees our license plate, Louisiana, and she starts talking about Louisiana, and she kept coming to talk to us about Louisiana. It's like, woman, you got to go, because just like no one can talk about my family except me, and no one can talk about the state of Louisiana except me. You don't live here, you can't talk about it, because you don't even know. So go away. But the food was good. The green chili
Soup.
chili. I don't even know what
it was. Delicious.
So good. So let's talk about our favorite experiences. So we had some experiences to add to our 52 experience challenge. Some things I didn't want to do. And by some things, I mean the whitewater rafting. I dreaded it. I dreaded it from the minute Red asked me to book it until the minute we got on that boat. I almost started crying before we got on that boat. Because I didn't want to get on. I was so scared.
It was so fun.
But it was fun. We had a really good time. I did enjoy it, and I am glad that I did it, even though I was scared.
Me and Ethan were in the front paddling. Paula was...
I was in the back, taking it easy.
She's in the back. She's going to put some pictures. You're going to see.
My paddles are always up. But that's just the way they took the picture. I did paddle.
And she was smiling.
Because it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. But my favorite experience is when we did the Hell's Roaring Trail. That was pretty hard. I'm not very steady on my feet on a good day. And you add in slippery, loose gravel and boulders that stick out and try to trip you. And, you know, rogue bull bisons that scare the heck out of the people who are in the lead. It was definitely an experience.
That was a good hike.
It was. You know, the payoff was in the middle of the hike, so it's out and back. We hiked down there. It's like this black sand beach right there on the bank of the Yellowstone River. It was just fantastic. We were the only ones at the river, which that was practically unheard of in Yellowstone. It was good, though. My second favorite, though, was the Belcher Falls, because that is in the most southwest corner of the park, accessible only by gravel roads. There really weren't hardly any people there at all, which was fantastic.
That's a nice little hike.
And it was a good hike, and you know, you had the payoff at the beginning with Cave Falls, you had the payoff at the middle, which was the Belcher Falls, however you say it. And then, I don't know how you say it, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. And then when you came back, you were back at Cave Falls, and you could swim or you could sit in the water, which was so flippin' hot. We actually did get in that ice cold water, and it felt good.
It felt fantastic.
Yeah, cool meeting. It was cool to meet people, but it was also cool to be up in timber camp with only 3 campsites. That way, you know, everybody's spaced out. Nobody's really right next to you. If you don't want to talk to nobody, you don't have to talk to nobody. It was pretty nice. It was a much different experience from staying in Pebble Campground, where everybody's one on top of the other. You have no privacy whatsoever. And I wasn't a fan of Pebble. My one hope was to stay in Pebble and hopefully hear wolves howling in the night, or at least see them, and we neither heard nor saw them. We saw nothing but deer flies in the Pebble Creek campground, which was
and smoky campfires.
Smoky campfires. Again, though, that's people just trying to give their kids an experience.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people don't realize how big Yellowstone is and how long it takes to get from point A to point B. The first time we went, we had no idea. I mean, I had the itinerary of fun. we were going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and then it's like you get there and it takes you 2 hours to go 25 miles. So plans go out the window, and if you don't know, you don't know. But when you roll up into camp at 9 o'clock and your kids want to eat a hot dog, well then you make yourself a campfire, and you get the bamboo skewers, and you make yourself a little hot dog.
Yeah, they were definitely doing it, and you know, it was late, but hey, you know.
Yeah. I think the kids are going to enjoy it. I think the kids were going to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
People from Kentucky. We didn't really talk to them, but you know, just a few minutes. So what was your most unpleasant experience?
Let's see, most unpleasant experience, probably the, well, first of all, the horseflies.
That really wasn't an experience. That was just an overall event.
Right.
We unfortunately were in Yellowstone for the hatch, and that means all the bugs that hatch that those trout eat were all hatching at the same time, and they're biting bugs. They're biting bugs. They're deer flies. They bite.
My biggest disappointment, though, I think, was just the amount of people is one thing, but the way people act and behave, unbelievable.
So I'm going to reference my friend Kevin over at High Point Overland, #DumLife. When you are anywhere, but specifically when you are in a burn ban or an excessively dry, droughty, hot condition, do not leave a fire burning and then leave. Make sure your fire is put out. And for the love of God, do not leave citronella candles on sticks, tiki torch things, burning around your campsite and then leave. If you camp in a bear area, please pick up your food, put it in the bear box or a hard-sided vehicle. The fate of everyone in that campground depends on how clean your camp is, as well as the fate of the bear. Because if the bear comes into the campground, the bear will get put down if he attacks a person or if he gets too accustomed to the food.
Yeah, he becomes a nuisance, they're gonna put him down.
#DumLife. If you are in Mammoth Hot Springs and you see an elk that's just laying in the grass looking like it wants to get petted, it really doesn't want to get petted. There are signs that say stay 25 yards away. A yard is not a foot. A yard is like the thing on a football field. Okay, so like 25 yards, that's more than a field goal. That's like a lot of field goal kicking parts. I don't even know. But you don't want to get close to one. You especially don't want to get close to one that has a calf. You don't want to let your kids get in front of them. You don't want to take selfies with the fluffy cows, especially not now because the bulls are coming in to have some special time with the ladies.
Yep.
So you really want to leave them be.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little rowdy, you know, and we saw people pushing their kids out toward these animals so they could get pictures with them.
We saw people pushing their children in front of them to get pictures with a bear. It's a black bear, still a bear, with a cub.
Yeah, it's.
What are you doing, people? What are you doing?
We saw people stop in the road, turn their car off, get out of the car to go down and walk toward bears and bison.
But you know, it's okay because they put their hazards on. Don't do that. Pull over. If there's no pullover, guess what? You don't get to stop. You got to keep going. It's just how it is. You'll get lucky tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Yellowstone karma will pay it forward, and tomorrow you'll have a special encounter with a moose or something.
Yeah.
Who even knows?
Yeah, it's just amazing. We saw that. We saw people actually littering in Yellowstone.
Don't litter. Don't ever litter, but really don't litter in our national parks. Don't throw trash out of the window. Don't throw a lit cigarette out of the window. Don't do it. Have some respect. It's not just you that goes there. Okay, so the #DumLife rant is over, but please, people, please.
What's next?
Have a hoot, don't pollute. Okay, so let's see. What else? Oh, proper bathroom etiquette. Y'all. Pit toilets. Ain't nobody like a pit toilet. But if we all do our part, they won't be so bad. You don't need to line the toilet seat with toilet paper that you then drag out with you or leave on the floor. You can, you can sit on a toilet seat because they actually do go in there and clean them.
Once a day.
It's not like a portalet at a construction site. The national park will go in there and clean it. You don't need to hover over the seat. You don't need to do that.
That's the worst.
Close the seat when you're done and close the door to the pit toilet when you're done. That way, helps the ventilation. Please, people. You're not the only one using that bathroom. Just have some decency. If you like to fish and it's your dream to fish in Yellowstone, we get it. Don't take up 17 spots with your RV and your car and your boat that you happen to be hauling when there's maybe, 20 spots in the whole thing. Don't take it. Don't do it. All right. Okay, I'm really over. I'm really done now.
Rant's over.
The ranting is over. So, unexpected gems. Unexpected gems.
Had a few of those.
We really had a lot. We went in there. We went to this trip with not really much planned. We knew that we wanted to see the surrounding area of Yellowstone, not necessarily the park, but we didn't research. Oh, we're gonna go here. Oh, we're gonna go there. We just kind of winged it. And for me, one of my favorite unexpected gems was the Alpine Grocery Store.
That was crazy.
This is in Alpine, Wyoming, and it's a brand new grocery store.
Don't remember the name. Sorry.
I think it's Alpine Grocery.
Not really sure, but
I don't know.
it might be.
Yeah, you could look it up. But let me tell you, this store was fantastic. Everything looked super fresh. The meat looked fresh. The fruits and vegetables looked fresh, which in our experience, fresh produce is not really great up there. Has to be shipped a long way. And so tropical fruits, that kind of stuff. We're spoiled. We live in Louisiana, so it's easy for us to say, oh, I could eat tomatoes anytime I want, but the Alpine grocery store had very nice looking produce.
And nice people.
Nice people. Gosh, they were so nice. So it's a brand new store, very clean, reasonably priced. If you're going through that area, you should definitely stop there.
Mm-hmm.
What was yours?
Well, we had a few. I mean,
oh no.
We had the hipster.
The hipster wagon food truck in Lyman, Colorado.
That was one of them.
Cute little bakery.
They had a good coffee. They served a breakfast sandwich on a donut, which was really, really good.
It was really good and totally unexpected because Lyman, Colorado is one of those Highway 287 towns that's just kind of dusty and small townish, and you're lucky if there's a gas station kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we were excited about that.
Then we had the Duncans BBQ.
Lone Oak, Texas.
In Lone Oak, Texas.
This was a brand new place as well. Only been open about 6 weeks. Great pit barbecue. Great people working there.
Nice people.
Mm-hmm. It was so good.
The One-Eyed Buffalo.
Yep.
We already talked about that. That was very, very unexpected. Just how great it was, how clean it was, how good it was.
Yep. And in Gardiner, Montana, if you're ever there, Wonderland Cafe is a little coffee. Well, they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But in the morning, we only went there for coffee and pastries. Very good. Very nice people working there. I enjoyed it very much. We never did make it to any of the others because we just kept going back to Wonderland.
I mean, it was good. It was right there it's right by the laundromat.
Yeah, the laundromat, the north entrance laundromat.
Which was very clean, by the way.
Yeah, they also have showers. So pro tip, if you need to take a shower and do your laundry, you can do it there. Also pro tip, Arch Park, which, the Roosevelt Arch in the north entrance, they have water there. So you can refill your jugs and you don't have to buy. You don't have to buy any water.
Water's very good, very clean.
Very clean.
Very
just gotta, watch out for the elk.
Watch out for the elk.
They also have free Wi-Fi across the street from Arch Park at the library. They don't require a password or anything. You just log in. So that was helpful because we had to use the Wi-Fi on my laptop to plan our route back. I didn't have anything planned. I was just like, all right, I guess we'll just get there how we get there. And we wanted to. How did we go? We came down to Cody and Thermopolis. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we could hit that hot spring.
Yeah, we tried to hit the hot spring and it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. I guess I should have done a little more research and saw that it was closing at 1 o'clock. But that's okay. It's no big deal. So let's talk about the animals that we saw.
Saw a lot of animals.
There, of course, Yellowstone is known for all the animals it has.
The wildlife is like abundant, but the first week we were there, they weren't.
Well, they were kind of, the first week we were there, we only went one day into the park. We went to Hayden Valley. And usually in Hayden Valley, it's just so many bison, thousands of bison. Sometimes you see grizzlies, sometimes you see wolves. We didn't see any of that. We saw Canadian geese.
Pretty much all.
But they did have some little babies, so, there was that. But then later that next week when we went back into the park, more of the animals came in. A lot of the animals stay in the interior of the park, and then they start to move to where the people are as it gets closer to the fall. I'm not really sure why, but I guess.
To the rut.
Yeah. The bull bison, they stay on the fringes. Well, they come and they hang out with the cows, who are usually in Lamar or Hayden. So they start coming in. Same thing with the male elk. They'll start coming in to be with the cows up in the north entrance.
So how many bears did we see?
We saw 15 bears. We saw several mother grizzlies with cubs from a distance, with our scope. So we know that you guys have all been waiting with bated breath to find out how much we spent on gas.
Oh man.
Okay, so we always know that gas is going to be our biggest expense in that tundra, because it eats gas, it drinks it like beer.
Drinks it like I drink beer.
It guzzles it. We drove 6,601 miles. It was a very long trip, and we did a lot of extra driving, back and forth all over, sightseeing around up there in Montana. The average price per gallon was $3.13. We had 31 tanks of gas, and we averaged 13.21 miles per gallon. We spent almost $1,700 in gas. I'm going to put the numbers here in the next slide and give you the breakdown on everything that we spent.
Gas is expensive, and it's even more expensive out west.
We get used to those low gas prices living here in the South. The lowest gas was here in New Iberia. The highest gas was in
Idaho?
We didn't get gas in Idaho.
We just saw it there.
In Island Park, Idaho, it was almost $5 a gallon. Thank God we didn't have to get gas there. So coming up, we have a few trips coming up, not too many though, because we are now in the dry spell. This is the part of the year where it's just too hot to do anything outside. So we mostly just hunker down in the house. Like most people do in the winter, we do that in the summer, especially August. We have a camping trip planned for Thanksgiving, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to Broken Bow, Oklahoma. We have nothing planned for Christmas yet. I don't know if we're going to go anywhere for Christmas.
We'll see.
We'll see. We want to go to North Dakota next year. We want to go to the Teddy Roosevelt National Park, which is up in North Dakota, and maybe stop in Minnesota. I don't know where. So if anybody has any suggestions for North Dakota or Minnesota, or any of those things in between Louisiana and North Dakota, let us know. Let us know in the comments, because I have no idea other than that's where we want to go. So thanks for watching. And if you have any questions about our trip or any of our adventures,
or our rants,
I'm going to put links to all the places that we talked about, all the brew pubs, all the hot springs, the outfitters that we use for the whitewater. I'm going to put links below for all of that.
by the way, they were excellent.
Yeah, Wild West Rafting is who we used.
People were really, really nice.
They're in Gardiner, and they were fantastic. Very nice folk. I would fully recommend them. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time when we pop a top
On adventure.